Hi my friends, it's great to have you here as always, and today I'm glad I can finally say that I'm going to be doing a full face of M Cosmetics. I say finally because this is a brand that has built so slowly over time, and it's kind of been a breath of fresh air to see that, right? This brand was built by Michelle Phan, and I remember when it was just like some eyeliners and lip products. It kind of seemed that way for a long time, and since then they've branched out. They've made blushes, we've got a mascara now, there's even a little eyeshadow type product now, and one of the newest things that I'm really excited to share with you is the Daydream Cushion. It comes in a little box like this, beautiful clouds. It says Perfect and Protect. It's an SPF 50 cushion foundation. So that really allows me to do a lot with this brand and apply most of the products on my face, brow stuff too. And also, I've had some questions about the different holiday sets. I did get a PR package that gave me each of these, and they all basically just compile different existing products from the line in different ways. So I'm going to use some of the things that are included in these, and then at the end really reference like which one I think is the best deal to go for. So I've already got my skin all prepped, and I want to read to you what it says about this cushion on the side here. It says, perfect and protect your complexion with this serum infused tinted cushion. Sheer buildable formula provides a hint of color to enhance skin tone and diffuse imperfections. I feel like they kind of undersold what this is capable of coverage wise. I'm not saying this is a full coverage product by any means, but I think you're going to see that it does a good amount for my skin. Refreshing micronutrient complex enriched with snow mushroom, green papaya milk, green tea, goji berry, rice water, niacinamide, and vitamin E evens and refines skin. So it's really interesting because I feel like cushions had their moment, like, what was it, a couple of years ago? You know, every brand was coming out with something cushion. Well, here's this one from M Cosmetics. This is made in Korea, and I'm wearing the shade light to medium. Also, when you get one, you get a refill too, which is kind of nice. Now you open it up and it's a compact, and there is a little spongy thing here, and I used that the very first time I used this product, and I thought it did all right, really. Like, I mean, for an included applicator to do a pretty good job giving me even coverage, I thought that was nice, but I kept wanting to play with how I could maximize the coverage out of this product. So I tried some different foundation brushes. I tried my Sigma F80 Air, even my Real Techniques RT Go brush, and what I did was basically just sponge in, or just like kind of stamp into this product with a brush. Now, as you can see, I don't know how many of you are familiar with cushion products, but this feels like a spongy sponge right here, and when you really press in, you feel like you're running into some product. And then, as you can see, there certainly is a very, very thin, very lightweight foundation-y product there. I'm just going to swipe a little bit of that on just so I don't waste it. But let me show you the brush that I've loved the most. If you have any kind of dense, like Artiste style brush or Artiste dupe, this is my Real Techniques foundation brush in this style. And I tell you, I just go in here, I apply a little pressure so it really gets some product picked up on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do one half of the face here so you can really see what's going on. I mean, could you see that quick swipe around? I mean, the evenness, just look from one side to the next, the evenness, the added radiance that this gives without actually any shimmer. I am pretty much a normal skin type. I don't get too oily, but I'm not completely the driest of the dry. Occasionally, if I do get oily, it'll just be around the nose area. But I feel like this has worn well on me, like the staying power has been good already. Now, it doesn't feel too sticky. I feel like I've nicely moisturized. I feel like I have some kind of like skincare element practically on the skin, but it feels so light, and I still think it did beautiful things for the actual look of my skin, even though, you know, it's not full coverage. Now you saw the melasma, even some under eye darkness here. We're going to go over it, and something about this application tool, like the density of it, the really nice thick pass you can take over your skin with it. I mean, I'm so pleased with that, and I'm really surprised at how it went over discoloration and did quite a bit for it for being this thin product that's sold as basically like a tinted serum. I think it's really so much more, and it just looks beautiful on the skin. Once I add in some concealer, a little bit of powder to set certain areas, I mean, you might think I had on some kind of full coverage. Like, it really looks great. I'm very impressed with that. No, I don't love every single M Cosmetics product that comes out, but dang, do they do a good job of releasing quality things when it is time for something new. I mean, I'm so impressed. Now, what they don't have is a concealer, so I'm gonna go for just a very accessible, very affordable concealer here, just to show you how it plays in with the whole look. I'm gonna use my Age Rewind Brightener, what teeny bit I have left in this one. So this is the Brightener shade. Again, this is the one that has a little bit of like a pinky light brightening tone. I'm gonna lightly apply that right there. And then I'm gonna come in with my fair shade. So this is just the skin tone shade, and do a few dabs right out here. And also hit the sides of the nose. I got a little zit issue right over here on the side, so that'll cover that. If you wanted to, you could kind of like stamp over this whole situation with your larger brush that you've already used, but this is really only going to take you so far because the brush is so big. Remember when I got a little set of like Artiste dupe brushes from Kroger, of all places? They're not bad. And then this little guy from Real Techniques I'm taking. This is the one I often use for concealer, and I'm just going to get that right around the inner corner. Super brightened now, and I just feel like the texture of those products works really nicely with the texture of the cushion foundation. Everything on my skin is light feeling right now. But I feel like the look of my skin is just really fresh. One more thing I'm gonna have to go off brand for a second. I'm gonna set this with a little bit of powder. I'm gonna use my Catrice Baking and Setting Loose Powder here. Really like this one, really like, of course, my Maybelline Fit Me. I can't remember if I really referenced this so much in my starter kit video, but my choice to recommend the Maybelline Fit Me there was a little bit more on ease of use, just because this packaging, this is such a fine powder. It's a wonderful powder, but it really does pour out of this little mesh thing in a major way, and it can just kind of feel like it's going everywhere. So I didn't want somebody to get like rubbed the wrong way on makeup altogether just because of a really potentially frustrating powder. Now that I leave this just on my desk, you know, and I've used up all that was floating around, you just kind of press into that little mesh and you get a small amount of powder. As you can see, I'm just popping this on the T-zone, no big deal. Eek, I forgot, literally, I think this is the last time I have to use something that's not M Cosmetics here, is a bronzer. Okay, so we use the foundation, but then for concealer, powder, and bronzer, it's gotta be another step. And this is from Hourglass. This is the Diffuse Bronze Light. I just love this one. This is kind of like my favorite Hourglass bronzer. I think it's just very easy, very effortless. And a little contour as well over here. These bronzers are just so easy. Like, I feel like you just throw them on and they give you, you know, exactly what you were hoping they would do. They just do it. Love, love, love. Okay, so that is Diffuse Bronze Light. Now we get to play with one of the serum blushes. So this is one that's included in one of the kits. It's called Venetian Rose. They put out an initial wave of these when they launched, and then we got some more shades, and this was one of the newer options. This is a really good shade in terms of, I think, appealing to most everyone. And I've referenced these blushes quite a bit as sort of a benchmark that I compare other liquid blushes to. I think these are really nice because they're so pigmented, but yet they're very easy to blend. When you're thinking of a liquid blush product, your mind might go to blush stains, which will really cling on the skin and almost immediately sink in. They can be very hard to blend. These serum blushes go on and there is a little bit of moisture in them, so you can have like a dot sitting over here and a dot here, and it's not going to set too fast on the skin. But the consistency of these, as you can see as that drops out, it's just super thin, very easy to work with, but again, very pigmented. Sometimes the thing that when I try a lower cost brand that's trying to do this kind of product, I'll notice that it took more of that product to get the effect, whereas here I can use very little and get a pretty effect. So I'm just going to do a couple dots on each cheek. You can see this is a textbook dusty rose type color, and you could blend this in with your fingers, or I've got this Sephora Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush right here, and you get just this beautiful natural flush right there on the cheek. Oh, it's a great shade, this Venetian Rose. I love it. And another neat thing with this is you're not adding any powdery texture to the skin, right? You're just like, it's completely skin-like texture, 100%. Not a shimmery product either. It's pure color. Oh, you get a little bit of a feeling of glow, but it's not because this has shimmer flecks in it. It's just because of the nice texture that it has, okay? So I applied a little bit of that for you here. And then there's another product. It's interesting how M Cosmetics has released some things just in like one shade or one little color family. I wonder if they're kind of trying to see like how it's going to go over with people, and then maybe more shades come out. That did happen with their lip cushion product, which you're going to see in a little bit. But one thing that really only has one shade that I'm aware of is this Heaven's Glow in Faded Clementine. And what this is like is basically like a domed or baked glowy blush. This is really pretty. You're going to look at this and think, okay, blush, is that more of a highlight? No, this has actually quite a bit of blushy color to it. Can you see that it's very, very peachy? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I've been playing with this quite a bit in recent days, and this is included in one of the kits. In its own way, this is kind of just as beautiful as the Serum Blushes. If you're looking for a way to have a little more glow on the skin, it's great. So I'm going to take this over top, and when you see peachy color, just know it's coming from this and also some glow as well. But I'm trying to go very light with it because a little goes a long way. This is deceptively pigmented here. See that? Like, that's a lot of color happening on my cheeks all of a sudden. And it's kind of odd that it's coming from a product that looks like that in the pan, but it is. Getting a little glow, you're getting quite a bit of color. So we've got our skin evened out, we've concealed and bronzed and stuff with those other products, but this radiance on the cheeks, that beautiful blush color, comes from those two different M Cosmetics products. And now we're going to do brows, which there is one brow product included in a few of these different kits, so I'll definitely touch on that. One brow thing that you can get, just buy it individually, is this fine liner brow pencil, and I have it in the shade Deep Taupe. And it's a very fine brow pencil with a little bitty oval shape. It's just a teensy oval, so it amounts to a fine tip that's going to be like an ABH Brow Wiz or a NYX Micro Brow or something like that. I mean, it's just still very fine even though it is shaped. And then the other end is your spoolie brush. So this is one of those products from M Cosmetics where I feel like, yes, I definitely like it. It works for me. It's a nice cool shade that just pretty much works perfectly in my brows, but it's not really a product where I say, okay, I can only get that from M Cosmetics. You know, I can really find a lot of workable brow pencils from many brands. So, whereas the Serum Blush is very unique. I think that cushion is very unique. I think the Heaven's Glow, very unique. This is kind of one of those things where I'm like, well, if you love M Cosmetics and you want to support M Cosmetics, go for it. But I don't really feel like I'm getting a super unique experience with this. One thing I will say though, it keeps its shape. It keeps that oval shape because I guess it's pushing out of a nice little oval shaped retractable part here. Texture of it is super comparable to Brow Wiz, so that would mean it's not too soft, it's not real soft like a ColourPop one, and I like just a little dryness, like it's a really good texture. I don't like to feel like my brow pencil is something that I've got to be so careful with as I go over it. I want it to have just a little dryness. So there, I can swipe it through. There is a really cool product from this line that I know I've talked about before, and it's the Micro-Fluff Brow Cream. So this I have in the shade Brunette, I believe, yes. And it's got like a very skinny brush, and I've mentioned how this can really thicken up the brows because you feel like when you take it through, it feels like it's clinging so much in there with the brows. I'll have to link to a video where I used this and talked about it a little bit more, but it just like kind of grabs the brows, sort of volumizes them a little bit. I'm trying to think about the hold. I think the hold is really good. I think you can still get really good hold from the Almay Brow Styler and spend a little less. Still an awesome product, but the product that's going to be included in at least one, maybe two, yeah, a couple of different kits is just the clear gel. And this clear gel is interesting because you take the brush out, it's teensy tiny, okay? It's like the size of a Benefit Gimme Brow brush, and you look at it and you see no goop, okay? It is goop free. So you've really got to press it kind of into your brows to feel like, okay, my brows are picking up on some of that. You're never going to use this and think, oh, my brows got overgooped with gel, like you're using the CoverGirl Professional Brow Gel or something, and you feel like suddenly the brows are shining. No, you won't have that here. It provides some hold. I don't feel like the hold is like out of this world, but it's a nice little brow gel that's never gonna give you too much gel if that's been an issue for you in the past. It's a small, very controllable brush and very controllable amount of product that goes on. Kind of another example where M Cosmetics did it great, but it's not the most unique product ever. Okay, I'm gonna need to put a little bit of eye primer on, so this is Milani, and we're just gonna evenly distribute that between two eyes from lid to crease to brow bone. Something that is included in one of the little kits is this Divine Skies eyeshadow palette in Magic Hour. And this is something that has been out for a little while on its own prior to these holiday kits, and I sometimes struggle to open it, but there we go. So here's our color scheme. It's going to end at mid-tones, you know, like you're not going to go deeper than this Dusty Rose or this Cool Brown, you know, that Peach. Those are your three mattes here, and it's not going to get any darker than that. So you're going to come away with a very everyday kind of eye look here. You have three absolutely gorgeous shadows. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to redo my nails yet. Each one holds its own for being a very unique shade. One is pearlescent, a little bit golden. This one has even more of a golden peachiness to it. And then this other shade is kind of like a little bit bronzy. Makes me think a little bit more of like rose gold, actually. The formula is completely great on these shadows. I think this could be a really successful product put out in some different shade families too. Like I could see this being just a really nice thing because the micro palette, you know, the small 6-color palette, I think a lot of people are wanting something like that these days. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take the light peach, and I'm going to kind of prep my crease with this, and there is a nice mirror on the inside too. And as you can see, that shade is not super dark, but it is really pigmented, right? You can definitely see that that's there, right in the crease. So it is going to amount to something a little peachy, a little rosy. It's not a super cool color scheme. Maybe one day they will have an offering that the cool folks really are gonna like, but this one's gonna be pretty warm. Now I want to, let's see, what do I wanna do? I wanna show you some of this rose. So I'll add that in. On its own, it wouldn't look quite this warm because I wouldn't be going in with peach too, but just to show you, just to get it in there. Okay, we got this beautiful haze working right there. Now to make sure I've got the softest application, I'm just gonna take a Bare E40, run over the edge. I'm really not going to belabor this eye look. Sometimes I feel like in tutorials, the eye look just takes so long. I take so long explaining. And sometimes maybe you want that explanation. I don't know. But I don't want this to seem any more complicated than it has to be. It's really uncomplicated. I'm going to take a little flat brush to this brownish matte. And we're just going to get some of this on my outer lid, okay? Just tapping it on. Again, the depth level, it ain't getting any darker than this, my friends. You want a light, everyday palette that offers a lot of like peachy warmth. This may be for you. And it is included in one of the holiday sets, and I will be kind of recapping and summarizing by talking about those at the end. If you wanted to, you could also pat like the rosy shade in that zone too. They're kind of similar depth levels, the Dusty Rose and the light brown. Okay. And then you've got an opportunity for a really pretty pop of shimmer. I think today I'm going to take this color right here because it's maybe the most like, what shade exactly is that? Like I said, kind of rose gold. You really see that in application, a little bit more than a swatch even. I'm just kind of swiping that across the lid for the best laydown of product. And I'm just really worrying about putting it on half the lid, that bare half of the lid. Okay, one thing with that shimmer, definitely felt a little bit of fallout, oops, coming down, but it's nothing that can't be handled. You know, you just take a little fluffy brush and sweep it away. So there's my pretty light eye look. Ooh, I do want to do one more thing. I'm going to take this little detail guy and go, oops, right into the lightest color. So this is a light kind of champagne with shimmer. And this can be really brightening around your innermost corner here. And what the heck, you might want to see what this brown does if applied with a pencil brush. Like if that gives any added definition, it really does. If you wanted to take a little bit of that as smudgy liner, lower lash line. Alright, so easy shadows, pigmented shadows, but it gives you kind of a distinct look, as you can see. Peachy, kind of warmth, sort of radiating from the eye area. Now we're going to use their illustrative eyeliner. So this is a fantastic eyeliner. Do they still make the one that's just a felt tip? I remember when these came out, there were two options, felt tip or brush tip. And so this is the brush tip in black. I think this is part of a couple different kits. Yes, it is. I think one kit gives a brown option, actually. But this goes on very, very easily. My only critique that I've noticed since using my new one here, because I hadn't used it for a little while, I feel the staying power is not quite as good as like a Milani Stay Put Matte 17-hour wear liquid liner is. I mean, I'm sorry that's like a huge thing to compare to because that got me through childbirth. It got me through like the next day. It's amazing, but if anybody from the M Cosmetics formulation team is listening, like it could go a little bit better than where it's at right now for staying power for me. Because the other day I was wearing some of this, and I don't remember this happening with my first go round with this product, but I was starting to get like kind of a smudge on my inner part here. Like normally you want that liquid liner just freezing right on that inner area. You don't want the thought of any possible transfer down to the lower tear duct area, right? But that happened, and it kind of made me wonder if maybe I didn't like shake the product enough, if things weren't fully incorporated in the liner, because that, I swear that did not happen to me when I first used this. But I'm going to do a little wing today. Why not? It's just the direction it was going. It practically winged itself. I mean, it's a very easy brush tip pen to work with. Love a brush tip. A very similar thing to this on the market though is Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. Again, it has the long wear that is almost as good as the Milani, and it has a easy to work with brush tip. This is maybe a little even softer brush tip. I can't explain, like maybe a little more flexible. But if you got this in a kit, I mean, it would be a nice quality product for you to experiment with and get to know. Maybe one day they could launch like an ultra long wear version of this or something that just, you know, takes it the extra mile on staying power, because that's all I'm needing out of it. It's just a little better stay. Then we've got the mascara here, the Pick Me Up mascara in black, and I like their lilac tube for it. I like a random lilac colored product in this line. And I'm gonna curl the lashes. I'm gonna make sure this liner, it might not be quite dry yet. I'm gonna curl the lashes and pop this on. This is a tubing mascara, so benefit of that, it's not going to smear off, smudge off, or flake off. The wear is going to be a strong suit of it, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not the most impressive M Cosmetics product for me, but I do have difficult lashes, okay? I have lashes that don't hold their curl very well, that like to really straighten out. I've got lashes that aren't especially thick, and so I want a mascara. I'm not about enhancing natural beauty of my lashes, you know. I'm about like, let's make those puppies as thick and long and as full as they can possibly be with a mascara, okay? So we're talking It Cosmetics Superhero. Even lately these days we're talking NARS Climax Extreme, like things that are going to make you wonder, did you put a false lash on there? Because those are looking really good today. Okay, this is more of a natural mascara, but I respect the fact that they launched a mascara and they're adding to their line. We've got a rubber bristle brush. There's kind of little spokes coming off of the center of the brush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like kind of fanning out from it to be able to comb through, but there's like space in between, which sort of reminds me a little bit of CoverGirl Supersizer strategy, where you would have like, you know, a side that let just flat out product get on the lashes, and then you had your sides that were clearly designed to rake it on through. Well, what's going on with this today? Looking a little better than usual. Maybe I got a really good curl on my lashes? Okay, there we go. It's not especially heavy on the lashes, you'll find. Like, it's not weighing them down. It's not being bad for the curl. And it's not being bad for staying power, so. But if there's one thing I've learned about mascara and feedback about different mascaras, we're all different. What one person loves, another person could feel like was just terrible on them. It's kind of almost as individual as foundation, I really feel. Because it's practically like we're talking hair type here, you know? Is it curly? Is it straight? Is it thin? Is it thick? It really can change your preference. So there's about the biggest look I get out of this mascara, and that was pretty good. Like, I don't know if maybe this is just starting to get enough age on it to build a little better, but that's really not bad. Not a bad result. Probably the thickest that has ever looked going on my lashes, so I was a little surprised. If you've never used what's called a tubing mascara like this, and you're wondering actually how it comes off, it almost seems like little rubbery bits are coming off of your eye area when you remove your mascara, because it's just incapable of smudging off like a standard black cream would. You kind of hold your makeup remover, your wipe, or whatever it is over that area. I got a fuzzy. You hold it over that area, and then you notice that these little rubbery bits are just kind of releasing from the eye. And then I'm going to do a little below, because being a tubing mascara, you can count on it to not be smudgy on you. And because I would like a little brightness in my lower inner rim, I'm just taking my ABH here. Boop. Insta awake, insta wide eye. All right, I feel very complete there with the eye look now. And for lips, Cosmetics has a really neat product that now a few brands, I don't know who's copying who, but I reviewed a little kit from Tarte, actually a holiday kit that has the same kind of format. I would say the Cosmetics ones are a little more full colored, whereas those are a bit more on the sheer side. Both great products, but an interesting format. It's called the Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer. So it looks like a skinny lipstick, which is always a format I'm gonna like. You know, I really like a nice contained skinny bullet, but instead of just twisting it up like a traditional lipstick, you're gonna click a couple times and it's just gonna raise that product up just enough. And you're gonna realize why that happened when you start swiping it on the lips. Such a thick amount of that product lays down on your lips. It feels like hybrid lipstick and lip gloss. Sorry, there's so much to say, I can't stop talking. You're gonna lay that down on the lips. This is the shade called Venetian Rose, and it basically like becomes flat now. It becomes flush with the top of that plastic tube. But you got that product now just laying right down on the lips, and it's a thickness and a gloss-like texture that you don't expect to achieve out of a stick like this, okay? And that color is so pretty and so universal. And you can go over it again if you want, but really just one pass over gives you this feeling as though, have I just applied a gloss and a lipstick somehow magically? Like, it's so nice and rich feeling, but not annoying and not sticky. But you're gonna be surprised because you're gonna go into this thinking about how cream lipsticks feel going on the lips. And this is so much like another level creamy. And look at that shine. Really pretty shade, and they've recently come out with a couple of other shades. If you've tried this and you're very enthusiastic about this concept, they've got a couple other really pretty shades. But this is the one that's going to be featured in a holiday kit. So here's our whole look coming together here. They also have lip liners, which are nice. They're a super duper like soft pressure product, so apply hardly any pressure. A real easy way to like fill in your entire lips. You can achieve good staying power with them as well. Another outstanding product from Cosmetics are the Infinite Lip Clouds. These are a super duper comfortable liquid lipstick. They really nailed it with a great formula here. Is it 100% transfer resistant as much as a Superstay matte ink? Not really, but I mean, you are getting a really nice balance of the staying power and also the comfort. They've got some beautiful shades. It's going to be a product you want to seek out individually. Also the True Glosses. Talk about an incredible, I think they call it a gel gloss formula. Really can start to feel one with the lips, out of this world comfortable. Like, how that's not getting more buzz on a daily basis, I don't know. Like, a great product there. I've talked to you guys about that before. I think I've encouraged you in years past when there was a holiday set of those to go after them because they're really nice. Cosmetics generally is nailing it on lip products. They've also got something that's just a clear gloss called Morning Dew. Nice pleasant, little hint of sweetness in the scent there. As far as scent though goes across the line overall, I'm not really smelling stuff, okay? Just FYI. But this is just gonna be a clear veil of shine, and you'll see that turning up in at least one of the kits. So that kind of gives you a way to try the gloss texture, but it's just clear. To me personally, some of the best things that I used today, loving the cushion. I think that was a big feat to try to do a foundation-y type product like this. I think they did an awesome job. I'm glad there's nice sun protection in it. I really was pleased with the way that looked across the skin, and kind of fascinated at how they, I think, undersold the coverage level that it's offering. Just in the description of the product, you know, tinted serum, you're thinking you're not gonna come away with much, and then boom, it's beautiful. Like I said, you know, you add a little concealer, set it with a little powder where you need it. The skin feels smooth, but it does not feel sticky now. I love this look. I really love the Heaven's Glow, that faded clementine, that sneaky, how are you so colorful kind of blush. The Serum Blush is another powerhouse product from this brand. The lip cushion, this is huge. I love this. I really liked their little eyeshadow palette. Really, they're onto a fantastic formula here. I just think they need to expand the color range that they're coming out with, and I would not be surprised if that happens. Things that I used that were just a little bit like, not even bad products, but just not something that I'm shouting from the rooftops so much as my ultimate favorite across all lines, would be like the brow products, you know, good. I really do like that. I didn't use it today, but the Micro-Fluff is a really neat thing. The illustrative eyeliner, formerly one of my favorite things from this brand, but it just is slipping a little bit with the staying power. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Hopefully I got it better incorporated, better shaken up this time around, and that could have been a cause, like I said. But let's talk for a minute about these kits. Your smallest one is called Fireside Duo, $25, little pouch like this that says M Cosmetics, very cute, and you are getting an illustrative eyeliner in the brown shade. Sorry, if I've already got the product, like I'm keeping these things in their boxes and hopefully I can donate them or give them away. But we got a brown one here, and then we also have the Magic Hour Infinite Lip Cloud. Magic Hour in this product, it's very peachy and warm looking on the lips. I think that was an interesting choice to include here, just because not everybody's all about that kind of shade, and it's a little bit lighter than like the pumpkin spice kind of warmth that we see a little bit more this time of year. It really strikes me as a major springtime shade. I'm very surprised that that was included in this duo, but if you like that kind of thing, if you like that orangey, corally kind of warmth, you might look into that kit, but not probably my top recommended kit. Next up, we have Cozy Essentials, and this is going to be a $50 kit, and every other kit has a really cute little makeup bag here that, as you can see, can expand. I'll just show you, you know, it can accommodate quite a bit of product there. It's got the little M Cosmetics logo, and this is a 3-piece kit that's going to have the mascara, the illustrative brush tip liner in black, it was brown in the last one, and the Flexibrow brow gel in clear, which was what I used to set the brows. It was what I said, like, it's never going to have any excess in it. It's a really nice brow gel. Again, this isn't going to be my top pick kit, but if you're looking to experiment with some of those eye products, if you were intrigued enough from what I said, you know, you might check that out, because it is $50 for that trio. Now here's where it may be hard to decide between these, because I've got a couple really strong kits here. The Starlight Glow Trio. This has one of those clear glosses, so the Morning Dew gloss. We've got the Venetian Rose Color Drops Blush, which is such a strong point of this brand. I hope I mentioned that when I was giving my little summary. This is amazing. And then you're also getting in this one that pretty eyeshadow palette that I used today. So if that really called to you, if the blush really called to you, that might be something that you want to take advantage of there. I just love these little zippered pouches. They're so cute. But then your last one for $100, they say it's a $127 value. So you're getting that clear brow gel, you're getting the mascara, you're getting the beautiful Venetian Rose lip cushion, also a lip liner in the shade Kitten that would pair very nicely with this. And you're getting that faded clementine blush, that baked kind of domed sneaky blush. So wow, a couple of really nice groupings of products there with the Starlight Glow Trio or the Winter Essentials. Either one would be really nice. If you really wanted to show somebody they were special to you, you give them both of those and it's like, wow, what a gift. It's hard for me to decide which one I like best. I might lean a little bit more to the Starlight Glow Trio. just because I think you want to experience the texture of that gloss. The blush is outstanding, the eyeshadows are amazing, but I also like that Faded Clementine. And they've got the lip in that one too. Oh, they really divided these gifts up in a way that made people torn and need to buy multiples. Sneaky M Cosmetics. But really, I feel like this is a strong brand. This is a brand that has taken its time, has not flooded us with releases, but has very thoughtfully and slowly put out thing after thing that has been top-notch quality. And like I said, some things are just by their nature of the product are going to be more unique than others. You know, this blush is very unique. The eyebrow pencil, maybe not as unique, but it's an eyebrow pencil, you know? Anyway, I give major props to M Cosmetics. I think they're one of my favorite brands. I think they're one of the best brands. And I definitely think they deserve some of your holiday shopping business this year for sure. And I am not sponsored in any way. It's just genuinely how I feel. And if you've kept up with my videos over time, you know how pleased I've been with some of the different things they've come out with. And if nothing else, explore their lip products. Pick up one lip product, an Infinite Lip Cloud if you're into staying power, one of these lip cushions if you're into full-on luxuriousness across the lips, a true gloss. I mean, you cannot go wrong with an M Cosmetics lip product. So thanks for your time. I gotta cut this off somewhere. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.